Think I'm live. All right. Welcome to my dark as crap room. Still, still dark. Okay, so this is the last. This is the final update, as the title says. I did the video game challenge, peeps. Okay, so the idea was, if you didn't watch the other videos, um, I was gonna try to see if I could beat 30 games in 1 year, 30 new games in 1 year. This is a backlog thing. Gotta work through them games that I got. Um, because every gamer knows you keep buying them, but you don't always play them. I wanted to start playing them, so I made the list and I made my way through it. Wanted to see if I could get 30 done in a year, and then I changed a bunch of stuff later. But the first video said 30 games in a year, and I got 31. So I'm going to go through all of them quickly. I say quickly, but this is live, and I have no plans or script or anything. So who the heck knows how long this will take? Doesn't matter. I ain't got nothing else going on, except for final projects I have to work on and other things. Actually, I have a lot to do, but that doesn't matter. I need to move this chair because it's uncomfortable. There we go. It's better. My office chair, and well, it was an office chair. Now it's a pile of garbage because it broke. So now I have one of these chairs that sits on the floor and it rocks. It's not as bad as it looks, but it's not a lazy boy. I am, but that's besides the point. Okay, so we're gonna start. I'm going to go through in order from worst to best. That's right, fambinos. I ranked the games, and if I could find the list, I'd go through it. Here we go. Okay, number one. We are not starting there. We're starting at number 31. Start with the worst game, so I gotta find it, and then make our way to the best game that I played from December 1st, 2017 to December 1st, 2018. So, without further anything, let's start. Um, Probably shouldn't have had my list on the computer because I need that to do stuff. Okay, so number one or 31, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, A Twitch in Time for the PlayStation. Let's bring up this other menu because I think it. Change the size of this. That's much better. All right. Sorry, this is okay. It's brighter even. Okay, you see that? That's Melissa Joan Hart and Salem the Cat. I haven't seen that show since it was on in the whenevers. But anyway, the game sucked. Um, but it was one of those deals where it's it was $2. So, and I'm trying to build my original PlayStation collection. So, $2 game. It was a show I watched when I was a kid, so I'm like, yeah, why not? Maybe it'll be good. But I was hoping for a terrible game that was like fun in a terrible way, and it was pretty much that. I finished the whole game in like a I don't know 2 or 3 hours, and that was it. Yeah, but it wasn't. It was not good. It was not a good game. But I don't regret buying $2. Buying it for $2. The next game on my list, number 30. Now we're this is a game that a lot of people actually like. It's a spawned a popular series. I just don't care. Gears of War for the Xbox 360. I don't have a physical copy of that. I played it, I think, on a digital copy because it was like a one of them gold games you got, for having gold. Anyway, so a buddy of mine forced me to play it. I had already played two for some reason with the same buddy, so we went back, played one, and it was a game, just not my. I don't really care, not my thing. Um, Not currently my thing. One thing this year that happened is I started expanding my game horizons, so I started playing things I don't normally play. Um, as I go through my list, I don't think I actually finished anything. Well, I don't know. I yeah, I'm playing like more shooters than normal, or at least more games that have guns in them, which I generally don't play anymore, or I never played, but I'm playing more now. Um, I'm digging the survival horror thing, and there's a reason for that because there was a survival horror game I played and I loved, and I'm like, I want other games that are like this. We'll get to that. So, but anyway, so Gears of War, not my thing, but maybe it will be later. I don't know. It's weird. I just change my mind sometimes, which is fine. It's good to change your mind, but as of now, couldn't care less. The next game, number 29 on my list, Yoshi's Woolly World for the Wii U. Um, this game actually took me a long time to beat because I was bored to death playing it. It's like Yoshi's Island except boring, and that's literally it. Um, it looks great. It came out on the 3DS. It had a port later on. Probably would have worked better as a handheld game, as a console game. I don't know. It was fine. And now, is it coming out on Switch? I think it is. I don't know. Doesn't need to, but it is maybe. I honestly can't remember. Okay, next. Um, Number 28 on my list. Again, don't have a physical copy because there isn't one. Star Fox 2. Finally played it. Got the Super Nintendo Classic, and one of the reasons I wanted it was because it had Star Fox 2 on it, and I love Star Fox 64, one of my favorite games ever. Star Fox 2 was okay. I admit I didn't play it much, um, but I played it through once, beat it. It was fine. Wasn't bad. Um, I still think the series like should be better than it is. There's more like not great games compared to like how many great games there are. Um, so we'll need to work on that, Nintendo. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a good Star Fox game someday. Probably not. Next up, next up on my list, 27. The 27th best game that I beat this year that I hadn't beaten before. Detective Pikachu. It was fine. Right? No, there's a little bit. It was fine. It was actually no, that is it. Wasn't bad. It's like a detective. What detective? You solve things, sort of. I mean, that kind of guides you to. I don't know. It's fine. Not real. I wouldn't say this is. It's not worth full price. I'll say that. Um, did you guys see the trailer for the movie though? That looks cool. Like I don't know. Like realistic looking Pokemon is something I think a lot of older Pokemon fans would like to see. And the movie just kind of came out like that. I wasn't expecting that when the trailer dropped, and it looks great. It'll probably be just okay, but it looks great. So next up on the list of games I beat this year, what are we at? 26. 26. What we're doing? Luigi's Mansion. Again, a game a lot of people love. I thought it was okay. I played it for the first time this year, so I didn't like grow up with it. I didn't play it when it came out. So that probably changed things because it did kind of feel more like a tech demo. I mean, it looked great. Um, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the way the game controls, like just in general. And I'm playing the sequel now. I didn't finish it, so don't be waiting for it on this list. But I did play it. I'm in the middle of it. I'll finish it up hopefully by the end of this year. I've mentioned before I have a lot of projects to do for school, so that's taking time. But anyway, cutting into my game time, but whatevs. Still good. So yeah, it was fine. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. It was a game. I beat it. That was it. Next up, where is it? Here's one. Pokemon Ultra Moon. I didn't like Sun and Moon that much. Um, but I'm one of them peeps that likes to complete the Pokedex, and so I basically play the games. I kind of slog through the story. I haven't been too impressed with Pokemon games this whole 3DS generation. Loved Black and White, but yeah, this one was just okay. Moon was fine. This is Ultra Moon. Extremely unnecessary. These games didn't need, no, they don't need to exist. There didn't need to be an Ultra version. Made some improvements. I think it made some things worse. So it's just kind of like, yeah, it's there. It's fine. Still played it. Still beat it. Up next, what we got? I might get more enthusiastic as we get to games that I like. I mean, I haven't hated any of these games, believe it or not. None of these games I absolutely hated. But there were, we've already made it through the ones that I like. Like I said, I mean, the Sabrina the Teenage Witch was like fun, but it was terrible. And then Gears of War and Yoshi's Woolly World, those were boring. Everything else is like, yeah, it's good. So we're still in the it's good, and it's getting better. It's getting better now. We got WarioWare Gold. Not a bad game. I liked it, but I don't know. It should have came out like 5 years ago, I think. Just a little late in the 3DS life cycle. Fully voice acted cutscenes, so that's new. Wario actually has dialogue and talks and says stuff, and that's cool. But yeah, I mean it's fun. And if you haven't played the game, you're wondering how did you beat a minigame collection? And there is a story mode, not very long, but there is one, and I beat it. So it got put on the list. So moving on again. This is the game I just beat 2 days ago. Get this big thing in here. Pokemon again. Let's go Eevee with Pokeball Plus. That's right. Pokeball plus the game. So yeah, again, it was fine. It was fine. This isn't like a review video. It's just a video just because I said I was going to make one for finishing off my video game challenge list. If anyone cares about these videos, then there's a final one. I'm not a fan of like canceling things, so this is the series finale as of now. So but I gotta admit though, like playing with the ball, like as a controller, I thought it'd be terrible. It's not that bad. I like it. I liked it more than the playing with the Joy-Con, because you have to play the Joy-Con like holding it up like vertical, and that's dumb. So this is slightly better. It's not great. It kind of is painful after a while, but pain's good for you. So the biggest challenge of the game is just the controls. But yeah, it was fine. Wouldn't say I was disappointed because I was expecting a game that was fine, and that's what I got. I'll still, like I said, I like completing the Pokedex, so I'll keep playing it till I do that, and then that'll probably be it. There's not a lot else to do in the game. Anyway, up next, this game was really good, but not a huge fan of the genre, but it was still a really good game. And that's Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. There we go. So I still need to play the DLC, the Donkey Kong DLC. I'll probably get to it. Well, I might not. I don't play a lot of DLC anymore because I like to keep moving through my games. So I beat it and I move on. But the DLC actually looked really good. You plays Donkey Kong and some other things, and it looks like actually a pretty meaty campaign. So, but yeah, this game was really well made. Ubisoft. This game made me rethink how I think about Ubisoft. It's like, oh, I guess there are competent people there. So hopefully, they're not as bad as they used to be. I don't think. I like them a little bit more than I used to, because pretty much every other company I've ever liked I hate more than I used to. But Ubisoft, that was good. And there's I think there's some other Ubisoft games. Yeah. Then I was playing Starlink. that was Ubisoft. Didn't beat that one yet with Star Fox in it, because I'm a Star Fox fan. Um, like that. Didn't beat it yet though, because it's big game. But anyway, that game's good. This game's good. If you like turn-based strategy games, just get this game. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I even enjoyed this game. So up next is a game I thought I would like more. I still liked it, but I thought I would love it. I think I mentioned that already in one of my older videos. Uh, Yakuza Kiwami, and you have to say it like that. Got a nice little steelbook thing going on. I still want to get into the series. I felt like this. I don't know. It's a remake of a PS2 game, and it kind of felt like it, but it didn't look like it, so it was confusing. But I liked it. It felt like, even though it's a remake of the first game, it felt like a sequel to Zero, which it also is. So I wanted to go back and get Zero, but I haven't done that yet because that's a big game and I got a lot of other games. But yeah, someday I'll play Zero, and then all 6 of the other ones. They're up to 6 now, and yeah. So, but yeah, it was good. It was fine. I liked it. Love the story, characters, all that. Thought the gameplay was fine. Yeah. Up next. Okay, this is a weird one. I like weird games. This one is for the Sega Saturn. It's called D. That's right. Look at that D there. So anyway, this was a cool game. 2 discs. Ooh, shiny. Anyway, so this was like a survival. Well, not even survival. It was kind of a, I guess you'd call it like point and click adventure. I liked it because it was 2 hours maximum to beat this game, because there's actually a time limit, and if you don't beat it in 2 hours, you die or something. I don't know. I beat the game, so I didn't get a game over, but I got like a mediocre ending. I think there's 3 or 4 endings, and I got one in the middle. So I would like to give it another go, try to get the good ending. But yeah, I like stuff like this. It's just kind of like random weird stuff. I've been looking more into like the more cinematic point and click type games for consoles. Um, so yeah, I liked it, and I've kind of been embracing the creepier side of video games. So I've been getting into some creepy games. But just started playing the first Resident Evil, and that's pretty cool. Ran out of ammo and died, but that's okay. I'll give it another go. Um, I enjoy it. It's good. It's pretty good. It's a good game. Up next, for the Wii, I think this is my only Wii game. Probably. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Another Wario game. Wario Land Shake It. So it was good. I liked it. 2D platformer, kind of like the old Wario Lands. Well, it is. It's Wario Land. It's the last Wario Land they made, and it's like what, 2008. It was 10 years old. 10 years since the last Wario Land game. Bought this for I think it was $2.50, which is a steal for this game. This game is great. What I liked about it was hand drawn backgrounds. So that was great. I think everything is hand drawn actually, and so like it was just a beautiful looking game that unfortunately, sorry, I'm gassy, stuck on the Wii, so that didn't help the graphics, but it still looked good. I liked it. It was good. The problem, I think, was that it was called Shake It, and I think 2008, that was probably around the time where people were like, okay, so motion controls, those are still a thing, huh? So, but this game doesn't really like use it that much. Like it doesn't get in the way. So highly recommend this one, especially because it's cheap. Get it, play it, love it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was short, but it was good. It was good, pretty good. So yeah, All these games now are good. I like all these games coming up. What number are we on? Stop counting. The next one, number 18, the 18th best game that I beat this year that I hadn't beaten before is this one's a classic. And I'm not being sarcastic this time. It's an actual classic. Tomb Raider, the original for the PlayStation. Fun fact: the original is actually on Saturn. It was like a week before PlayStation, so boom, there you go. But anyway, Tomb Raider, good, liked it. Started playing the series at Legend. Loved that game. Never went back and played the old ones. So I just did. Of the classics, this is the only one I managed to play so far. I do have them all. In fact, I just completed the collection. I have all of them now, so I can just play all the Tomb Raider I want, and it'd be great. So have to get on too soon. Still haven't played Shadow of the Tomb Raider either. Got that. To play that. So many games. So many games. Up next, for the PlayStation 3, is the only PS3 game on this list. So don't be holding out for any more. I know you probably want more, but you're only getting one. I'll just show you the game. Heavy Rain, Director's Cut, which just means it comes with the DLC on the disc, I think. I don't know why it's called Director's Cut, because like nothing I don't think was added to the actual game. It just came with DLC and move support, which I don't have a move because. So I like this game a lot. I thought it would be like written better because the whole point of the game is the story, and the story was actually pretty dumb and didn't actually make sense at the end. But I really enjoyed playing through it. I don't know. It didn't make me mad, which, I've played plenty of games that ended stupidly, where it's like, oh, I hate this now. But no, this one was good. I don't know. Something about David Cage games, they're just weird, but they're good. But like weird because he's like French, but he made a game that was like trying to be American. So it's like what a French person thinks America is. So that was cool. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I don't know. I like seeing other cultures interpret ours. I think it's fun. So, but anyway, yeah, that's a good one. What's next? 16. Another Tomb Raider coming up. Another one. This one's Underworld. Underworld. Pretty good. I liked it. Like I said, played Legend. This was like the conclusion to that story, which I didn't play until just now. I remember playing this a long time ago, like around where it came out, and was kind of like, oh, this isn't that great. It was better than I remembered, and I actually, finished it. It's still, I don't know, I liked it. It was good. It was good. It's good. What's up next? Oh, an original Xbox game. Number 15, Sudeki. This is an action RPG thing. Kind of I don't know. I liked it. It was a good game. Not a great game, but a good game. And I like good games. So should have got a sequel. I'll say that. Make another one of these. Xbox. You're trying to like buy companies, and you keep telling us you're gonna have games, but you haven't really made any yet. So we're still waiting on them games. It's fine. I got an Xbox, so make a game. I'll buy it as long as it's good. And I have money. Up next. Okay, so this is the game I was talking about that kind of was like, oh, I need to play more like weird, creepy games. Corpse Party for the 3DS Back to School Edition comes with these little anime cute little anime girls. So it's like, oh look, it's a cute little anime girl game, but you don't know like they get brutally murdered. But it's fine. It's fun. It was a good game. It was originally an RPG Maker game, and then it was remade later on the 3DS here. Rated M for mature. Came with the soundtrack. I love that. Love my soundtracks. This one has a good soundtrack. Excellent, excellent, excellent sound design. And I'm like in school for music and audio, so I really appreciate good sound design, and I like might even want to do that myself at some point. So yeah, that game was great, and it's pretty much made me set out to find more creepy, good atmospheric games. So that was good. It was a little frustrating in parts because there's a lot of trial and error, and you got to figure out what to do. And it's like, ah, but it was still good. It was fun. I liked it. It was good. Next three games I'm going to do all at once: 13, 12, and 11. I don't have these in the correct order here. I will order them. It's pretty simple, but it's three games, and they're PC games. Now I don't do a lot of PC gaming, so that's interesting. That these are all three PC games, like in the box even, and I had to order two of them because I only had one and I liked it. So okay, so we'll start with one, even though I told you there were three, so I'm sure you'll be able to guess what the other two are. But we'll start with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for PC. I had this as a kid, and I played it recently for the first time since I was a kid. I was like, hey, this is a good game, Mr. Harry Potter. It's a good game. So short, but like you run around Hogwarts, and you do things. You fly your broomstick and and flipendo things, and it's good. So what I did was I then ordered the other two games. Got the big backs with the manuals and everything. So Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban. And I think the three games, even though like this is the one I remember as a kid, um, I think each one improved. So like this was what number are we on? 13, and then 12, and then 11. This one. So yeah, they were good. Good little fun adventure action things. Um, what's interesting about these games is that the PC releases are different than the console releases. Um, PlayStation, there was Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, and those two games are different releases from the like PlayStation 2 that era. Those versions of Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, um, those are different. And then Game Boy Color also got Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, completely different games. Game Boy Advance got the versions of those games, totally different. So there's actually 5 different games under the Sorcerer's Stone, and I think Chamber of Secrets also has 5 completely separate games. And then Azkaban, I think, has. I don't think there were Game Boy Color versions of that game, so only 4. But yeah, all 4 are completely different. My goal was to play like all of the different versions. I don't know if I'll actually ever get to that, but that's still on the cards because I did pick up Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber Secrets for the PlayStation 1. They're not nearly as good as those PC games, which is why I wasn't sure if I was going to actually keep doing it because I think those are the best versions, even though they're the only ones I really played. So those are those games. Number 10. Ooh, top 10. Here we go. So number 10 um, of the games that I played and beat for the first time. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Um, so the best part of this game is obviously the name. Also, it was made by Platinum Games, which I kind of decided I want to get all their games because they're just dumb fun, and that's what this was. But like it was like it was a really good game. It was really fun, really dumb, but really fun, like action over the top, ridiculous. I love that stuff. And you can hack. This is like the ultimate hack and slash because you can hack and slash things apart into like a million pieces, and it's great. So that was good. Fun fact: this is the only Metal Gear game I've ever beaten. I played the first one a little bit and I didn't finish it. So another reasons why I wanted to play through this game and beat it is so I could go up to a Metal Gear fan and be like, "Hey, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is the only Metal Gear game I've ever beaten, and it's clearly the highlight of the franchise. The other games suck. I just want to see what happens." So that's that. Number 9, Far Cry 3. I bought this game a long time ago, and I finally played it, and I really liked it. I really liked Blood Dragon, which was like an expansion of this, standalone expansion of this, that was like completely different, but it was really good. Then I started playing this, and I was like, yes, pretty good. And then I stopped playing it. But then I came back to it, like, I don't know, when did it come out? Years later, and finally played through it. Really liked it. Um, Thought the story was dumb and the villain was dumb. Uh, you know, overrated even because a lot of people are like, oh, the story. And I was like, no, the story was crap, but the game was fun as heck. So I've got 4 waiting to play through. Far Cry 4, and actually I also got the first one and the second one. Started playing the first one, didn't care for it that much. I'd like to give the second one a try because that one sounds interesting, but it also sounds like I might hate it. But it came with a map. I like game maps, so that's good. There, I think that's good. We're good on Far Cry now. Okay, up next, what are we at? 8. 8. Here we go. For the PS4, Injustice 2 Legendary Edition. Ooh, comes with DLC and everything, and Batman's in it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Um, the gear thing where you like have to collect gear and equip it, and it changes your stats. I have mixed feelings about that. Um, I like the idea of it. I don't like how it's essentially like in loot box form, so it's completely and totally random what stuff you get. Um, it'd be nice if you could like say I want gear for this specific character, and you do unlock more specific gear if you play with that character. But like it's I don't know, it's not it's I think that could be improved on. And if these guys make another Mortal Kombat, which I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they're working on it right now because they've been teasing they're working on something. Well, what's it going to be? Probably Mortal Kombat. That's what they do. It's NetherRealm Studios. But I would not really want to see like that in that game. Um, I think this is it was an interesting idea, but I don't know. I don't know. It could have been done better. But the fighting game itself is really good and fun, and I love NetherRealm. I'm not a fan of the they do a lot of DLC, which is why I just waited. I waited until it was all on the disc. By that time, nobody's playing it, but whatever, it's fine. I liked it. Good. Up next, PS4 again. South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Oh, I get it. Anyway, so this was really good. Um, of all things, a South Park game. It's a freaking RPG with like it's a turn-based RPG with like I don't know, you like you move the characters and you got a plan where the attacks go and there's it's like I don't know. I feel like these types of games are games that developers are afraid to make for some reason. And then South Park, of all things, was like, "Hey, we'll make a turn-based RPG like for consoles. Sure, why not?" And it was like it was a good one. It was good. Stick of Truth was good. This was good. It's hard to say which one's better. Um, I think a lot of people think that like this game was really good, but the first one was better. I think this one may be a little bit better to me. I liked the combat more. There was more like strategy involved. So that was good. I liked it. Good game. Up next, The Witcher. Which one? Which one? Which one? 2. The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings. Assassins of Kings, plural. So, this is the Xbox version, but I actually played the PC version, so this is a lie right here. But I don't have a physical copy of that. Played the PC version because I played the PC version of the first game, and you can transfer your save over, so that's neat. So I did that. But I do want to give it a second playthrough on this just to see what the difference is. And this one's cool. It came with little book there. So nice. I like it. Yeah, this was a good game. Really good game. I think maybe it's hard to say. I mean, but I did say it. I think this was maybe the weakest of the trilogy. It just seemed, well, it kind of feels like part of the game is missing because at some point you make a decision and like then you play like through a totally different part of the game, but because of that the whole game was shorter because that's a lot of development, whatever. So I do want to play through it again to see the other side. I probably will on the Xbox. So yeah, really good game, good franchise. Need to read them books. I got the books. Read the first 2 short story collections. Then there's 5 novels, and then they had a prequel novel recently. So I got to read those. Got to read those before the show starring Superman comes out. So that'll be a thing. We'll see. Up next, speaking of The Witcher Enhanced Edition. See how enhanced it is? Again, good game. So compared to the second one maybe has better combat. Okay, because combat in this is kind of like what? But I think I liked everything else better in this game. Just the story, the world, atmosphere, everything was just really cool in this game. I'm really glad I finally played through this game because I've had this a long time, and I'm glad I finally played through it and beat it. And I think I talked about this a lot in a different video, so I don't need to go through it again. It's pretty good. So up next, number 4 on the list. I think it's another game I talked about earlier on a different video. Ys Origin from Limited Run. Does that say Limited Run? No, it doesn't. It's up there. It's number 49. So. But I don't care about that. I don't collect all the Limited Run games. I just get ones that I want. And I wanted this. I really love the Ys franchise. I randomly picked up the Chronicles 1 and 2 on PSP, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I bought all the other ones. And then that just so happened to be around the time when they came out with this limited release of Origin on the PS4. This was really good. I think what brought it down was that there were 3 different characters, and you have to play through all 3 of them to get like the full story. But they're all like separate stories that take place in the same thing, and they all kind of contradict each other. So it would have been cooler, I think, if all 3 characters like took place within the same story, and then you just saw their perspective. But instead, you see their perspective of like their version of the story. So like stuff is different. And I don't know, but the game itself is really fun. It's like super action-packed RPG. You run around, monsters explode, and it's great. So, up next, a game I liked a lot more than I thought I would. So I have this thing where I have to buy every Star Wars game. I don't know. I started a long time ago. I got like most of the console games. So, but then this game I wasn't really looking forward to buying. But it ended up being number 3 on my list. So, and that's Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. And you got a cool little lenticular thing that you can't see on camera all that well. The packaging is weird because like it just sits in there randomly, and then you got this that again is just like it's there. It's not connected or stuck to or anything. You just have to like lay it there and then not move it. Like, okay, sure. But it was a really good game. Fantastic. I think maybe the best Lego game, like my favorite Lego game. And I mean, it's still like all the other ones. It's just good. I don't know. And I did want to go back and platinum it because I think I don't really have that many platinums, and I can do it for this. I think so. I need to go do that. But yeah, this was a good one. Good one. I held out. I found this $20. I think got it sealed. This is the deluxe edition. Comes with all the DLC. I think on with DLC codes or yeah, you got the season pass. And a little Finn figure, which is somewhere. Oh. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. And yet there's no The Last Jedi Lego game, which I don't even know what you would do for that, which is probably why. Plus, it's not EA, and like they have like an exclusive thing, so I don't know if Lego can even make Star Wars games anymore. I don't know because this came out after the EA thing where they I don't know. So anyway, number two, The Witcher 3 Complete Edition. Even though I didn't play the DLC, I just played the 3, and I need to go back and do the DLC. But yeah, this was great, wasn't it? Did you play it? Because it was really good. The Complete Edition, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Really good. Easily the best of the trilogy. It's kind of funny. This game and its DLC together is bigger than the first two games combined. So if you get this game, you're gonna be in it for a while, and I was, and it was really good, really, really, really good. So can't remember if I talked about that in a previous game or previous video or not. Probably. So okay, number one on my list, the best game I played this year that I beat for the first time this year. This is kind of a cheat because it's a like enhanced version of a game I already played and beat. But that's okay because the enhancements, like it added things, it added a new mode, and if you know who I am, you'll probably already know what the game is. It's a little game called Sonic Mania. But this is plus. See that plus? They spelled it out. They used 4 letters to spell out plus. They could have just wrote the symbol for plus. They didn't. They spelled that sucker out right there. And you got Mighty and Ray. And yeah, I knew who those characters were. I did because I played Sonic the Fighters and I knew what Sega Sonic for the arcade was. And the Chaotix. The Chaotix was good. Got an art book even. Look at that. Art book. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this game was fantastic. Sonic Mania. If you like games, you should like this. So yeah, I also got the Switch version. I had got the original collector's edition with the big box and the statue of PS4. Got this for Xbox One because I got an Xbox One X this year, and so I've been playing more of those. But have I? Because how many Xbox One games did I actually have here? Did I finish any Xbox One games this? No, I didn't. I think most of these 360 games I played on the Xbox One, so it felt like Xbox One games. I think I've been playing more 360 games on the one than one games, but I don't know. I have a nice big pile over there of Xbox One games. I did play Soul Calibur 6 a lot, which I got for that. There's a story. There's several story modes. I beat one of them. I didn't really count it though because there's like a bigger one that I haven't finished yet. So I'm still working on that. Yeah. So anyway, I bought the Switch version, which is what we're trying to say. that came. I got the Japanese version of the Switch one because that came with a physical soundtrack, 2 discs. I love my soundtracks and I love Sonic music, so the Sonic soundtrack, it was really good. So I own Sonic Mania 3 different ways, which is, yeah, that makes sense. So that's all them games. Those were all the new games I played this year. So that was what, 31? Yeah, it was. So I did beat my goal that I said originally, which was a year, 30 games in a year. Then I changed some things. I was like, now I can do 35 in a year in a month, since this is the 1st of December. And I figured it'd be easier to just take it out to the end of the year. So I think what I'm gonna do is like this month is just kind of like, because I'm still gonna do this. I probably won't post videos because nobody really watches them, and that's fine. It's a lot of work and all that crap. So, but so so probably won't make a video, but I will like still I still have a list of games I want to beat, and it did help a lot with keeping me organized and it's nice to go back and see like, oh, I played all these games, and it's really depressing when it's like, oh, I didn't play any of these games, like the PSP. I have a bunch of games I want to play on PSP, and I'm like, oh, I didn't actually beat any PSP games in an entire year, so that's good. I feel like I'm like coming down with something, so that'll be fun. I did walk around in the freezing rain today, so that might be why. But anyway, so that is that for the games, and then, um, but anyway, yeah, I'll still like have a list and keep going. It does help. Um, I still bought a crap ton of games, so it didn't really help in that regards. Um, but I made a new rule, and that's no new franchises. So unless it's like a brand new game that looks awesome, um, as far as buying old games go now, with a few exceptions, I have a list now, and I will only buy games on that list. Like retro, like really old stuff is kind of still like, if I see a deal on a really old obscure game, then I'll pick it up because I love those things. But like for the most part, because I've been just kind of buying a lot of random games, um, I'd like to keep it more like focused. So that's so far so good on that. So yeah, I'm kind of a completionist. I like completing franchises. So that's what I plan on doing, is just like completing the franchises that I've already have games in and like, so I can just, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. And real quick at the end here, I just want to go through some things. I haven't really played a whole lot of games in the past few months, because I've been busy with school. And when I'm at school, I'm staring at a computer screen, and I got headphones on, and I'm doing music stuff because that's what I'm doing in school. And then when I'm at work, I'm staring at a screen. And so like when I get home at night, I kind of don't really want to play games, which is fine. Um, so I've been reading a lot. But here's a neat little thing. I've started collecting video game novels. So even though I played all these games, I would just wanted to show you real quick before we sign off here for the series finale of the video game challenge series on YouTube, starring me, your host, Santa Claus Yoda. So I just wanted to show you some of the books I read. So in no particular order. We'll go in an order. No, we won't. We'll start with the one hardback book. I read a Myst book. Isn't that cool? Myst, the Book of Atris. So this was actually written by a guy, but then the creators of the game also like wrote it or helped him write it. So it's a real video game novel. Like it's an actual. It's not just like crappy fan fiction, which a lot of them turn out to be. This is like a real book with real Myst lore in it. There's 2 more. I got them on the shelf. The book itself is really cool. It's like it looks old and aged, but well, I mean, it kind of is, but it's supposed to look like that. So I actually got a really good deal on all these books because the Everybody thought they were just old and aged, but they're made to look that way. So good deals on them. And then just randomly, I read these guys, Elder Scrolls books. So if you count these books as like beating a game, then I beat like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 more games. So I mean, come on, I'm still in game land here. So Elder Scrolls books by Greg Keyes. He wrote some Star Wars books, which I've read a ton of. Um, yeah, these were fine. They weren't like great, but they were good. Not great. They're maybe hard to recommend to like normal video game or Elder Scrolls fans, but if you're hardcore, then it's interesting. You know, if you've read other video game novels, you pretty much know what to expect. Um, these were written. These take place 4 decades after the Oblivion Crisis, so these were written before Skyrim came out, so that's kind of cool. Cool. Anyway, a couple books here. Doom, Knee Deep in the Dead and Hell on Earth. These were weird. I liked them a lot because of how weird they were. So I mentioned about video game novels feeling like fan fiction. These are like hardcore fan fiction books. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff in here that's like I don't remember that in the game. So now there's 4 of these, and then there's 2 Doom 3 novels. There's 4 of these in this series, and the third one is, for whatever reason, really expensive, so I don't have it. So I have 4, but I don't have the third book. So, I'll just got to be patient. I'm not going to spend the amount of money they're asking for a crappy little Doom book, but just be patient. I found some rare books for cheap, just because they're books. And people are like, well, it's just a book, so they put it up and it's cheap when I buy it. So, speaking of, this book's expensive, and I don't know why, because it sucked. But I found it for dirt cheap, because it's a book, and like people don't care about books, so just gotta be patient on that. This is Tomb Raider, 10,000 Immortals by these guys. This book was bad, guys. This was not a good book. It started off like, oh, I don't know, this may be fine, and then you start reading it, and it's like, oh, this is bad stuff. But still, I'm glad I have it. Glad I read it, and I'm glad I bought it used. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good, but like terrible. Speaking of terrible books, EverQuest. I'm a big EverQuest guy. This is Rogue's Hour. That's the Rogue, I guess. That's a lady right there. She was one of them ladies where it's like, oh, she's a good person. It's like, oh, she's a bad person. And it's like, oh, well, maybe she's a good person. But then it's like, oh, well, maybe she's a bad person. I mean, it's about rogue. It's about a rogue. Rogues? Is she a rogue? I don't even remember. I don't know if it even says. This wasn't a very good book. Apparently, the other ones are better. I don't see how they wouldn't be. I do have them. I looking forward to reading them. But I've been back to reading my Star Wars books. I haven't read those in a long time, so it's kind of neat that I'm back finally reading them. And I'm only 2 books away from like buying 2 books. I'm 2 books away from completing the set. I still have to read like 30 or something, but as far as owning all of the books, there's only 2 left. So it's weird that I haven't just like bought them yet, but like I don't know. So anyway, yeah, this sucked. But anyway, so that's the books. Those are the video game books I read. Those are the video games I played. There's one thing I didn't account for when I set up this video game challenge, was that the need to replay a game that you've already played. And so I did that. I did complete some more games that I played already. So I like catching the ball, like throwing it and catching it, trying to like catch the ball. There we go. See, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Cool. Oh, I turned it on. There we go. So I played through Tomb Raider, the remake, the second one, the 2013. I think that's when it came out version, and then Rise in preparation for Shadow, which I haven't played, but I just got for Black Friday. So I'll play through that as soon as I have one week of this semester left before finals. So once I finish that up, I'm sure I'll play Shadow because I really like the 2013 Tomb Raider. Rise was kind of a step down, I think, so I don't know how Shadow is going to be. Um, but so yeah, I played through two of those. I randomly bought Skyrim for the Xbox One because I bought the X and I wanted a game to like showcase it. And I don't know that Skyrim really is that game, but it still looked really good. And it's Skyrim, which I loved anyway, for the most part. So played through that and beat it, but it's Skyrim, so like, what's beating it even mean? I finished the main story quest, but I played it a lot more after that. I do want to replay the DLC. Only played through those once ever, so playing through that again will be fine. If I ever get to it, what else? What else? What else? There were a lot of games I didn't finish, which I was kind of disappointed in myself. And I am kind of in the middle of several games, which is fine. Still feel like I have a hold on those. Like I'll finish those. Um, but there were some games that I like just didn't. I just stopped playing. Um, but not as many as usual. I feel like, which is why I like to keep the list. To It just kind of keeps me accountable and keeps me like, oh yeah, this game I need to get back to this. Like I said, Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon on the 3DS. That's one I got to work on. I'm halfway through it. I want to beat it. I think I'm over halfway actually, so I should be able to beat that. I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it though. I'm trying to remember what else. I'm looking over here at my games. I think those are like the bigger games that I beat again. Um, yeah. All right. So that's it. That's the end. Should we like sing a farewell song together, you and I? Sing a goodbye song? No, probably not. Okay. So that's it forever. No, not really. I mean, honestly, I I see myself making more videos in the future. Um, just, 2018, right? Yeah. Okay. So there, save that. Okay. So yeah, that was it. So we're at 58 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's take it to an hour. Let me see if I can get it exactly at an hour. So that leaves a minute and a half. All right. So what do we got? Let's see. No people watching. So I don't know why I did live streams. I don't think anybody. No, somebody showed up for one, but for the most part, nobody watched these, which is fine. I didn't advertise them or anything, so that's cool. I'm not like disappointed that my YouTube channel didn't really work out. It was just something I tried, and I'm glad I did. And there were like I'm not a very well motivated person, so I'm actually proud of myself for the amount of stuff I did manage to do, and I did do like weekly for a while. So that was fun, but ultimately, that's not really probably something that I'll do much. Um, but I do have like a few ideas I like to do. I would like to start posting music. I do plan on doing that. I'm actually recording a song right now in school. I do plan on posting that when it's done. Um, I'd like to make a video for it, but I don't know if I will because what I want to do is probably more than I'll be able to do. So I'll probably just not do it. But anyway, so there might be some music coming up. There might be some dumb stuff coming up. Who knows? But for the most part, just goodbye. And we're at the end. Dang. I didn't know it would ask me if I was sure to end. So now it's over an hour. So 15.